Hey, this is B from Kong's R Us and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about some interesting news from AtGames and their recent announcement that yes, they got the license for Zen Pinball to come to the AtGames ecosystem along with their new 4K pinball system. And so I've been no stranger to testing out pretty much all the different home arcade pinball market options out there. And I haven't really talked about the 4K pinball. It wasn't really on my radar to pick up. I have already built my own full-size Vpin downstairs, and I was selling my original AtGames Legends pinball machine that I redid up into a Star Trek Legend. So I feel like I have a lot of experience in the Vpin world, and would this entice me to come back? It's interesting. I'm really interested in this product, and let's talk about the reasons why. So go into the AtGames website. We can see, like, right on their website, they have already announced that there's a special Addams Family Edition version of their pinball table. And so first off, looking at this, the first thing that comes to mind is that they have finally have a name brand IP that is covering the skin of an AtGames product. And I think this is a first that I've seen from AtGames, and it's really nice to see that from top to bottom they've decked this out in a full-on wrap of the Addams Family artwork that isn't actually from the original Addams Family pinball, but it is the Zen artwork package that is from the Zen version of the game. So while no, it's not the original Addams Family Williams artwork from the best-selling pinball machine of all time, no, it's not that. It still is a pretty decent looking cabinet from top to bottom. It even includes its own version of a topper, which I think is pretty dang cool. It's not, I don't know if it's gonna light up or do any other features besides look like a piece of acrylic. I hope there's something that can light up and make it look a little bit nice, but overall, yeah, let's just even talk about the shape of the new 4K pinball machine. You know, the dimensions of this are definitely bigger than the original one. So this is the original AtGames Legends pinball machine, which, you know, the dimensions always looked a little bit funky. It was always a little bit too short on the front. The box on the back was too small. Even when I made my custom back box with Bobby Vu and added it, it still looked a little bit off and funky. And so it was decent at the time, but they've corrected a lot of that. Even just the shape of the cabinet, it's longer on the front side, and so that part is definitely bigger. It's about 6 inches taller overall. It's 66 inches tall compared to 60 inches from the original one, from that bigger back box with the double screens in the back. So yeah, the specs on this are absolutely much better than the original version. So I'm excited to see that they finally got into that direction. But let's go over this information quickly. There's a lot to look at. Starting next week, you can order this. You can pre-order it. You can be one of the first to get this at Christmas to the end of January. So for $1,100, $1,099, you can get the 4K pinball machine, the first one that's coming out, that's Addams Family skinned. And then a couple weeks later, after those 3 days, you can get it at $12.99, and then after that you can order at $13.99. So those are all the pre-order early bundles. I'm wondering if this will be limited, because I know this is a big price difference to have almost $300-400 off of the full retail price. I wonder if they're gonna limit this. I don't know, I haven't said it of anything, but for those that are interested in a commercial virtual pinball product, this is probably one of the I would say easiest entry points into the Vpin world. That's going to be as somewhat easy to add games, and especially with Zen titles in the future. This price point at $1,100 I think is actually pretty reasonable in my opinion. There's the old one now retails at $800. I think we got them around $600 when they first came out, $700-ish. So just for $300 more at that bundle price, or that pre-order price at $1,100, I think that's going to be the best value for this. That you want to jump on it, it's a 3-day window to get it in, that's the time to buy it. I don't know if people are gonna stick at that $13.99 price point, and I think the full retail price is $14.99, $1,500 for any retail stock system. I don't think it's worth it at that price, but $199 or $10.99, not bad for what you're getting so far. It's definitely an improvement. It's still not going to be better than a PC build for Vpin, right? But it's going to be able to get you 4K screen, 4K graphics, And then I think this is the biggest deal, that they're not just random titles anymore, that they actually secured the Zen license, and that's the biggest win here. Addams Family name brand recognition. Absolutely, this is one of the greatest pinball tables of all time, and it's in 4K. It comes with 15 additional games, and the 15 games themselves are just like your womp womp games that you've seen: Amazonia, Battle Deluxe, Sinistar, Pool Champion, Strike, Spooky, Red Show, Robots. Most people have never heard of these titles before. They're the Zakaria tables that we've seen, but you get Addams Family on there. But that's not the point of what the 15 that you get packaged in here. It's the ability to upgrade and add more games in the future. That's the whole point of the AtGames ecosystem and library, that you can add packs like the Taito packs, right? Which were pretty fun arcade versions of games. There were the the Dr. Seuss packs that were pretty fun to play too. Those are some of my favorite just random virtual pinball tables that were in the style of like Zen Pinball when they came out with original versions of tables based off of popular IPs like Marvel and Star Wars and things. And so we'll be getting hopefully some of those. And for the hardcore folks, the Williams packs from Zen are some of the best recreations of modern real tables that you can play. I love playing the Attack from Mars version of Zen Pinball and Medieval Madness, and all of those games are super fun. Red and Ted's Roadshow, like being able to play that natively on the AtGames ecosystem at some point when it comes out, I feel like is a huge win for AtGames. If they're going to be able to pull it off where you can buy those game packs and load them into the AtGames ecosystem and play on the native hardware without doing any other PC modding, that's a freaking win. That's going to be awesome. I still think the UI is still to be determined. Maybe I haven't checked out enough videos yet, and I haven't seen Wagner's video. Sorry, go check out Wagner's Tech Talk. He has a lot of content on the 4K pinball, so I haven't been paying much attention to it. But I'm hoping they improve their UI experience, because the UI definitely still sucked ass on the old system. And sorry, I never got over it. Hated logging into it. Hated even just navigating through a system. I still think it's a pain in the ass if anybody ever came to my house and wanted to play pinball on that machine. It took me a long time to even just set something up. I just set it on one table and said, that's all you get to play. But as a multi-cade, that's what you get. And this is now probably one of the best versions of a commercial pinball machine that you can buy. Add some packs, and it still should be easier than trying to set up a PC on your own, doing your own front end, which I still think I'm going to prefer. I'm going to probably keep my own big Vpin machine. I'm on the fence about getting this. The only reason I would be getting this is because my current big Vpin machine is still 1080p. It's not in 4K, but it is a full-size pinball machine. Maybe I can upgrade that into the future. But having a smaller pinball machine than the full-size one that I built is, I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I don't know. I think the FOMO may get to me, that it's like if I don't buy it now, it's gonna go up later on. But I felt like I've done the home arcade versions of pinball already, and I just want to stick with the version that I built with all the toys and bells and whistles and things. But part of me sometimes enjoys the simplicity of just turning it on and playing a game. And not that AtGames you can do that easily, but it's still sometimes easier than turning it on my PC, letting it run, letting it load up into the system, loading a game. Maybe I just need a beefier PC. Maybe I just need to do that with my Vpin. But replicating all the force feedback stuff, that will be interesting. I'm really interested in seeing the OTG version of PC pinball on the 4K pinball to see if we can actually do all those things. I'm hopeful that they've upgraded some of the haptic feedback on the solenoids. If they, the whatever it is, the vibrational haptic feedback that they have, right? I'm hoping that they've upgraded that so it doesn't feel like farting under your hands or whatever it is. I've heard inklings actually that my good buddy Phil from Cleveland Software Design, that AtGames reached out to him and they might be using his kit at some point or something. At least they were talking. I don't know anything else besides that, but I mean, like, if they've integrated at least flipper solenoids at the very least as an option, that would be freaking amazing. I don't know if they did it or not, or at least if they made it easy to integrate into the system. Phil's flipper kit is probably at least a must-have to have into this Vpin machine itself. But anyways, here's the hardware specs that you see about the Rock chip here. It's a Rock chip 3588 CPU with 64 gigabytes of storage. From what I've told, it's a very powerful chip. It can run a lot of good things on the hardware itself. The 32-inch 4K resolution playfield, absolutely banger to have a 4K resolution playfield there and a 24-inch backglass display. DMD might feel a little bit small at 8-inch DMD, but if you're not going to be doing a lot there and it's just a DMD and not full DMD graphics for the 16:9 stuff that you would normally do on a PC virtual pinball build, I think it should be okay. I think it would be okay to have that. So I'm really curious. It might look better in person than it is in the pictures. I mean, a DMD just looked a little bit small. It says built-in solenoids, and oh wait, it does say built-in solenoids. It says built-in solenoids and speakers for haptic feedback. That is new to me, that they've actually built in real solenoids. They never said solenoids in the original one. The fact that it says built-in solenoids, that's exciting. So maybe there is. Maybe they did work with Phil from Cleveland Software Design. He might be at Cleveland next week. I might have to bug him and really see if that's something that they did. That would be awesome if they integrated his stuff there. 3.5 audio speakers, all new user interface. We'll have to see how good it is. Popular digital pinball packs for purchase, built-in tables around 4K support, integrated video switch for PC, OTG accessories, 4K playfield, optional accessories for arcade control panel, sound system feedback. Here it is. This is it. And it has a topper, Addams Family Pinball Machine by AtGames. I feel like is a good entry level Vpin product. Going to be one of the better ones. It looks pretty good in my opinion, having it all artly skinned. If you're an Addams Family fan, that's great. If you're not, it's still a pretty decent looking pinball machine. You might be able to reskin it to something else if you wanted to, but in my opinion, this is a huge win for AtGames. Not only just to have a nice looking cabinet, finally all the shape and everything looks great, but Zen Studios, huge win. It absolutely matches up the ecosystem for Zen and purchasing individual tables on Zen. It matches what AtGames has been doing all along. It definitely makes sense. This is a blow for Arcade1Up in my opinion as well too. So I've heard that sometimes it's the relationship thing about licensing, and now we're seeing some of the effects of that with some of the top licensing folks from Arcade1Up gone. If you look at this quote from the AtGames video, it has a quote from PK and then has a quote directly from Mel Kirk, the guy that was working with AtGames. Oh my god, what are you doing? Freaking A.
I thought you were gonna come shower with me.
I'm recording a video. This is a video, not a live stream. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna have to record that section out. So thank you, Mrs. Congress, for scaring the jabezus out of me. Yes. All right. Anyways, if you like this video, definitely check out the AtGames website for more information, and we'll see you next time. Bye.